Well, here we are, we're in Muscatine, and what a great place to be as you hear the truck behind me, and you see the beautiful river behind me as well. And I tell you, this crowd again was very enthused and excited about joining the Huckabee team. Just had a pastor come up to me and said, you know, I didn't know a whole lot about him, but another pastor friend said I need to come and hear him. And he said, let me know what I can do to help make Mike Huckabee the next president of the United States. So we're excited. Things are going well for Team Huckabee.
Let's see, right out of college, which has been decades.
You know what? You're in Iowa now.
Yeah, I am. I've been here 30 years.
There isn't really the workers available and an income that will make that industry profitable. That, I think, is a criteria. But after 2 years, they can take their earnings, what they've saved, go back to Mexico. They've got some skills. They can build a life with their family that they ought to stay involved with. And forget about the citizenship.
Yeah.
What do you think? And also getting these 20 million. Like you said, if you locate them, they can pay a fine, and the company can pay a fine, and you can load them on a charter bus. That's money for the bus driver. That's money for the charter bus company, and they're in Mexico, no problem.
Well, I think you make a good point that there's a difference between people who come here to work temporarily and people who really want to come here and locate permanently. And we need to keep that separate because of the simple reality that you shouldn't force citizenship on people for whom this is not their primary goal. And I also agree that there ought to be a very clear allocation of resources, that we don't have completely unrestricted immigration, that the immigration for, call them guest workers or migrant workers, whatever, is tied to the specific needs where we cannot find indigenous workers in America to do work, whether it's construction or poultry processing, whatever it may be. If we can find workers who will do that, great. If we can't, then there would be an allocation. Now, one of the things I found in Arkansas, sometimes people would say, these people are taking all the jobs that we want. And I would say, really? What job is it that you want that they take that you can't get? And they say, well, they're taking a lot of jobs. I said, well, you know, and this would just be an exercise I do when I was governor. And sometimes they would say, well, boy, all these jobs. I said, well, I'll tell you what, if you'll name me, get me the name and phone number of any U.S. Arkansas citizen who wants to pluck a chicken, make a bed, tar a roof, or pick a tomato, get that name to me by 5 o'clock this afternoon, and I promise I can have them working by 8 o'clock in the morning. That's all I asked. And I never had a name. There's some jobs that the reason we have imported workers is because nobody wants them. Now, there are other jobs, quite frankly, that could be filled. And the point is, and I think that's what you're saying, and I agree with you, there needs to be two things: a separation between immigration policy and citizenship, and secondly, there ought to be a process where people do not get an amnesty and a free ride. They have to take responsibility if they have broken the law and go through a process to make it right. I mean, if I get a speeding ticket, I have to make it right. I don't just get to say, so sorry, you know. And of course, I don't ever break the speeding law. My wife does, and she did get a speeding ticket and did have to pay it. So even being governor's wife wasn't an excuse for that.
You didn't partner?
What's that?
You did not partner?
Heavens no, I knew she was guilty.
I came down here from Davenport, Iowa. I wanted to meet Governor Huckabee. I'd seen him at the presidential forum in Des Moines last month, and I was impressed with his straightforward style. And I think what I like about him is he's a very good communicator. And to me, I think that is the one thing the president should be, as a communicator in chief, in order to mobilize the American people and their support through congressmen and through their senators, so that issues that are important to the country, to security and so forth, the economy, whether it's taxes, can be moved forward because the support of the American people is there.
Hi, my name is John Beatty. I'm from Davenport, Iowa, and I was at the Mike Huckabee event today. And why I like Mike is he's an authentic conservative. He has a fear of God. The fear of God is the beginning of all knowledge, I believe, and he really has some excellent ideas. He's an authentic conservative from the ground up. I can't find anybody that I would rather support than Mike Huckabee for president.